So in today's video, I am reviewing the EG4 24K BTU mini split that you see right above me here. Now this unit can operate on both solar directly or an AC, just a standard AC connection from your electrical panel. That's the unique feature about this, is being able to connect those solar panels directly to it. So I wanted to get my hands on this and try it out so I could tell you all exactly how this thing works and what I think about it. Now this unit is very DIY friendly to install. It's got pre-charged refrigerant lines that you can just connect together. Anybody can do it. You don't need an expensive HVAC technician to come out and install this thing, saving you a ton of money. If you're just an average DIYer that can handle some cordless drills, some hole saws, you can do this yourself. Now this unit can cool and heat up to 1,350 square feet. And it has a SEER2 rating of 21, so it is definitely very energy efficient. When this thing is running on full blast, like I say, I have it set to cool at 64 all the way down to 64 degrees, and it's 95 degrees outside, it uses about 22 to 2300 watts. But obviously it's a mini split, it doesn't use that much wattage continuously. It actually averages out throughout the day, I would say, of around, I'd say 12 to 13, 1400 watts. If you took an average throughout the entire day of it running, if you kept your room at say 72 degrees. Now this unit is perfect if you're looking to save money on your electric bill. You can install it in the middle of kind of your open concept living room, say your living room, kitchen, dining room, open concept. This unit should fit perfectly in most people's living rooms to handle that type of cooling or heating capacity. So as I mentioned, the real unique feature about this is being able to power it directly from solar panels. So actually you can power it. It runs in three different ways, really. So you can power it directly from solar panels, completely off grid, not have a direct electrical connection from your electrical panel. You can run it in AC mode only, which would mean power coming from your electrical panel to this unit only, or you could power it using a combination of both. So how it works in that mode is when you've got solar coming in, it will run 100% off solar if you have enough power for that. And if you don't, let's say you only have 600 watts of the 2000 watts you need, it'll run 600 watts from the solar panels and then take that other 1400 watts from the grid, and it'll dial back the grid connection as it needs to as you have more solar power coming in. Again, lowering your electric bill. So you all may be wondering, just like I was when I first got this thing, is, okay, so it says it can run off grid. I can just plug solar panels into it and not even have an AC connection from my electrical panel. Great. Well, what happens when it's running full bore at 2000 watts and then a heavy cloud comes over and just completely blocks my solar panels from having any sun? Does the unit just shut off? Does it go into an error mode? Like, how does that work? Well, I tested it out and here's how it works. And it's actually a pretty neat feature. So what happens is, let's say you're running at 2000 watts on the unit, clouds come over and it knocks your solar panels all the way down to say 400 watts. So what it does is it doesn't shut off, it just dials the compressor down and it cools less or heats less, depending on which mode you have it in. It'll just be less efficient with blowing that cold or hot air until it gets enough solar power again to push that compressor up again to really blow that cold and hot air. So that's a really neat feature in my opinion. So you can literally, like what I do for my workshop here, I've got it installed in. I just turn it on at about 10 a.m. when I know I have enough solar power to start running it. And then I don't have an AC connection at all. Well, I take that back. I do have an AC connection. I just leave that breaker in the off position and I just run it off grid 100%. And it just runs and keeps this shop cool throughout the day. And then in the evening when the sun goes down, here's what it does. So it'll actually shut down when it doesn't have enough power coming in from the solar panels. And it'll wait 15 minutes and then it'll try to turn on again. Now, if it still doesn't have the power to turn on, it will wait another 45 minutes. And it'll try and turn on again. And then if it doesn't start up at that time, it'll wait another hour and then it'll try again. And after that third try of not having enough power, it will go into what they call low power mode. And that means it'll just stay off until you come in, physically turn the unit off and then back on again, and it'll start the process all over again. So that is in a nutshell how this thing works. So I really like the ingenuity, the creativity they put into this unit. Another reason why I like EG4 is they're always innovating. They're always pushing the boundary. So I really like that about them. So when you do an AC connection, hook this up to it, it uses a double pole 20 amp circuit. So you do need 240 volts for this unit. Now they do have a smaller one that's only 12K BTU, and that is just a 120 volt unit. So if you're looking to cool a smaller area, you can check that unit out as well. And I will leave a link to both of those units in the description of this video with a discount code where you can save some money on it as well. Now let's go outside and see how I have this thing set up so you can get a really good idea how it works. So here's how this works. I have 6 panels here mounted on these ballast style racks, which are so easy to install. I highly recommend them if you're doing a ground mount. I'll leave a link to these in the description of this video as well, but it took me about 3 hours to install all of these. No drilling into the ground, nothing. You can just add some material into each of these little ballast racks and they stay down. So how I have these are wired, they're wired in series. So starting at the back here, you've got the red line, which is the positive, and the black line is the negative. And how I have it here is they're wired in series. So positive to negative, positive to negative, positive to negative, and then the negative goes back across, and then positive to negative, and then I run the positive all the way back. And I just set these on the ground temporarily for now, and I will end up burying these. And then they pop up right here into the back of the unit. There's the positive and negative. And I do recommend some sort of disconnect switch. So I'm gonna mount some sort of DC isolator switch right here where I can shut off the panels. So if I ever need to work on this, I don't have live solar power coming in to this unit. And then the Freon lines go up into the building up there and go right into the back of the air handler inside that you saw where I was doing the initial part of this video. And these quick connect lines connect right here, and then they connect right into the back. The refrigerant lines connect right into the back of the unit down here, and they're just coiled up, kind of laid back there. You can't cut these lines because they're pre-charged refrigerant, so you just have to kind of coil them neatly and leave them back there. And then I also do have a AC connection, or an AC connection as well, that I installed. So that goes into, it's a disconnect. Here I just used a 30 amp AC disconnect, and I ran it into my home electrical panel that's behind that wall there. So each of these panels are 340 watts, 46 volts, and 9 amps. And since I have those in series, the volts are going to be multiplied by 6. So technically this solar array is 276 volts at 9 amps and total wattage of 2040 watts. Now this mini split needs at least 90 volts to start. So you'll have to have enough sun to at least produce 90 volts. And then once it runs, the fan runs on, I don't know, somewhere around 75, 80 watts. So you need at least that really to get it moving or turn it on inside. But there's a max rating of 380 volts. So you cannot go over 380 volts with this thing. If you send more than 380 volts, you will damage this unit, void the warranty. And here is the wall mount bracket. You can kind of see there, it's very, very simple to install as well. Any DIYer can do this without an issue. Here is how these ballast racks get shipped to you. They basically come on a pallet stacked like this. I mean, they're very light. I think they're probably like about 30 pounds each. So very easy for one person to just move around. So if you are in the market for a ground mount, definitely check these out. These things are so easy to install. I can't recommend them enough. I've used them now on 3 different solar arrays. Been very happy with them. Never had any issue. So who is this unit good for? This unit is good for somebody who wants to install this, say, in their living room and really cool that open concept living room, dining room, kitchen area. And you can basically leave that big 5-ton or 4-ton AC, traditional AC that you have on your house, off a lot more because that unit will do a lot of the cooling for you. Now, even if you don't have solar panels connected to this thing, being that it has a 21 SEER 2 rating, you're gonna save money on your electric bill anyway. So if you wanted to buy this in stages, just buy the unit, install it, and then buy solar panels later down the road, you can definitely do that. Plus, another huge added benefit, if you do add solar panels to this thing, let's say your 5-ton or 4-ton AC fails, or let's say the grid goes down. Well, you're still gonna have a way to heat and cool your home no matter what happens to the electric grid, as long as you have solar power coming in. This unit is also perfect for someone who wants to install it in, say, an outbuilding or a workshop. That's where I have mine in a 2-story kind of studio here where I do my filming, and also I'm going to be converting this into a 1-bedroom apartment upstairs. I mean, this unit is perfect for something like that. Now, this unit, as of July 2025, is priced right at $1,899. Now, it arrives on a freight carrier on one 4x4 pallet. Basically, it has 2 boxes, the outdoor unit and then the indoor unit that you see up here. Both are very easy to move. I mean, the This unit here, you can carry one person, no problem. The outdoor unit's a little heavy. You might want to have a furniture dolly just to set it on that, and then you can move it around as one person anywhere you need it to be. And it ships pretty quick. I received mine within about a week from placing the order. Now for this unit, you're also going to want to purchase the wall mount bracket as well, that you can mount it on the exterior portion of your house. I'll leave a link to that in the description of this video as well. Now there's also a package where you can buy this unit with about 3,000 watts of solar panels that already are fit to match this thing. I'll leave a link in that description as well if you just want to buy the whole package deal. Overall, I really like this unit. It's performed very well in all my testings. My workshop here is always cool when this thing is running, and my workshop's pretty big. It's 16 foot wide by 32 feet long. It also has a staircase that goes upstairs where a lot of the air is escaping into the second story. It's still keeping this building at about 74 degrees, and it is 95 degrees outside. And this unit also has a 5-year warranty, so that is solid as well. So I definitely do recommend, if you're in the market for a mini split, especially one that you want to save a lot of money in electricity by being able to run it off solar panels, this is definitely one you should consider. Well, that's it for now, everyone. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments of this video, and I'll do everything I can to answer those. Other than that, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you like content just like this. We'll see you all in the next video.